Hello there, folks. Nerdy John here, and today, boy oh boy, do I have something interesting for you. Now, this drama takes us back about a year ago to a man named Jake Weddle, who was a big H3H3 fan. He even wanted to work on the show, but Ethan never noticed him. In fact, he would oftentimes ignore Jake, and all the crew members would even ignore Jake too. Except for Starkiller, he took pity on him by giving him an awkward collab, but I digress with that. Anyway, Jake would later make a video on Ethan because he felt scorn, and he, in this video, would try to say that Ethan was faking all of his illnesses. Needless to say, even though Ethan was very disliked by the commentary community at that point, it didn't go well for him whatsoever. No siree. And this drama went even outside of the commentary community because, well, you're trying to go after H3H3, and they reacted to your video on their live stream, so people are going to talk about it. He then made a video where he was responding to all the criticism he got and basically ran away from it, and everyone kind of just ignored him at that point. Anyone who was in his good graces really were just backed away from him because that's like a PR nightmare. Oh, you're collaborating with the guy who said that Ethan Klein had a fake illness and he had no proof for it. And when he was shown that he was wrong, and instead of taking accountability, he ran away. But during that whole scandal, he was heavily promoting a charity that he ran for people that I believe that what the charity is, it's like it helps people that have illnesses that are hard to diagnose. So it's recognized as a legitimate charity. I'm not saying it's any sort of like fraud or anything like that. Far be it from me to claim that. But obviously, it's a very niche charity, a very unique one. You know, it's not one of those give money to children with stage 4 cancer. But it's a charity that he runs, and it's a charity that he's very passionate about. Well, sadly, because he's a medium level YouTuber, he's a successful guy technically. But those mean streets of LA, they ruin the soul. Oh no, wait, scratch it. He's not from LA, but he acts like he's from LA. He's one of those stereotypical like LA bread tubers that everyone just finds annoying. But anyway, back to a serious point. He has a very hard time getting his charity recognized in the YouTube space. And his way of getting people to recognize his charity is by threatening to make videos on people if they don't support his charity.
Different video because I am frustrated with a lot of your favorite creators. I've been wanting to make this kind of video for quite a long time. I've been very nervous to do it because I didn't want to burn bridges, but at this point, who gives a fuck? So I guess just to get started, 2 to 3 years ago, I started a nonprofit, Never Stop. I have sunk thousands and thousands of dollars into Never Stop. At first, it was not successful at all, and I was paying money out of pocket to cover the donations that we were making. At the beginning, it was more of a grassroots operation where I was just sending people money through PayPal, and I was trying to fundraise as much as possible. But now we are a nationally recognized nonprofit, and we just received our first grant. We have 7 volunteers, 1 part-time employee, a treasurer on board. Like, this is a fucking real operation here. And one of the biggest problems that we have is fundraising, because a lot of nonprofits make money based on where they're located, right? So if I only gave out $500 a month to people in need in the state of Maine, then we wouldn't have a financial problem. But we have a problem because my audience is from everywhere across the United States. I have 750 applications from different people across the US, and I can only give money to 1 person a month. The way that we choose our applicants is based on need and urgency. So if somebody needs to cover travel for, say, a heart surgery within a week, then that person is going to be chosen. I think over time we have almost 30 people that we've been able to give money to. Since the nonprofit has been an official IRS recognized nonprofit, we've given $500 a month. And then before then, it was just basically whatever I had to give. Now, over this time, as you may know, I have grown on YouTube. I'm almost at 300,000 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing, and I cannot thank you enough for that. But there has been no YouTuber who has ever inquired or donated any money to Never Stop. I've actually even sent merchandise to creators to try to get them to talk about Never Stop, and it only worked with one, and that person wasn't even a YouTuber. It was a singer. It was a songwriter. And throughout this video, I'm not going to name names, but I would like you to know that I am going to name names at some point, possibly next month or so, if my following up with these people amounts to nothing and I keep getting ghosted.
So yeah, in this video, the problem with commentary channels, he's basically complaining about how popular YouTubers don't support his charity, even though they say that they support charities, but because they don't support his specific charity, that means they're all frauds. And he said he's not going to name names, but he's going to start dropping names, and he's going to call them out for not supporting his charity. Now, needless to say, this blew up in his face. He quickly deleted the video, and he's been striking re-uploads of the whole thing. So granted, I haven't seen him struck down anyone who's just like made plain old videos yet. But my guy, I would suggest one thing. That's not to do that. But yeah, the sense of entitlement this guy has. Look, I get it. You're running a charity. You want to do some good in the world. But guess what? Threatening people to donate to your charity is not the way to do it. Like, okay, so like, as you guys know, I live stream and I have members. Imagine if I went to every person who was ever once a member or ever like donated like $1 to my channel and was like, so I see you haven't been donating your money to me in a while. How come? Do you not care if I succeed? Do you not care if I starve? Come on, aren't you a little charitable? What the fuck was that? But yeah, like, come on, dude. He honestly expected this unhinged video to like gain him support. If anything, this really hurts his charity, because anyone who's like actively supporting or did support the charity at one point is probably second guessing themselves now. And this is a pattern with Jake that I've noticed, is that he becomes very parasocial, very unhinged when it comes to something. He attaches himself to it and just becomes irrationally, like, illogical. I probably just said a double negative there. I don't give a fuck. This guy's insane. And people have been digging into his past. And, well, they found out that he took a trip to Europe recently. And, you know, that kind of cost a pretty penny. Pennies that he did not reinvest in his charity fund whatsoever. Now, I'm not saying you can't, you know, take a little vacay for yourself, especially if you've been working hard. But, man, like, if you're complaining that like the charity's not getting any recognition, maybe the vacation money you were using could have gone towards advertisement for your charity. Also, too, he's like, he never mentions it directly, but he's very clearly talking about the video he made on H3H3 as the reason why not a lot of people want to work with him. Yeah, you revealed that you were an unhinged freak, and this video is just further confirmation how much of an unhinged maniac you are. Because, like, dude, like, I'm sorry, but if you want to fix your reputation in the space that you want to exist in, you have to make consistent quality videos. And like, sadly, in this space, you know, he kind of has to like morally grandstand a bit. But like, dude, I'm sorry, but like you are not unique to anyone in this space. Nick, I would say Nick is not green is somehow more unique than you are. Ethan is online is somehow more unique than you are. Drew Goodman is somehow more unique than you are. You're nobody in this space, and this is coming from a fellow nobody. So I know what I'm saying here.
I don't quite know how to go about it, and they were very honest, and I call them because they're very honest. And because I made a video that wasn't received well a year ago, people don't want to work with me. But the problem is, when you're putting out as much fucking content as I am, there's going to be videos that aren't received well. I feel like that's simple math. Just in the last 6 months, I've posted 73 videos. Who else is doing that? And this is not to flex. This is not to be like a fucking show off, but I am working my ass off. And at some point, there are going to be videos that aren't perceived as well as I'd like them to be. Or there's going to be times where allegations turn out to be false and then we have to backtrack. That is the job that we are in. So I say to this person, I'm like, hey, why won't anybody in commentary work with me? They give a reason, and I'm like, okay.
The sheer sense of entitlement from this guy is just unbelievable. If he doesn't quit YouTube at this point, you know, but yeah, guys, don't do what this guy's doing. Just you know, if you make your videos, if you're helping out for charity, good on you. You know, if anything, if he had just like kept making YouTube videos and was just like, hey, by the way, guys, you know, if you want to support this charity, you can go right ahead and do so as like a little like ad break thing, you know, instead of like doing a sponsorship in the video, your sponsorship is, well, the charity. You could have just done that, but no, you had to play stupid. This is Nerdy John reminding you guys, be smarter and less unhinged than Jake Weddle. Not Jake Weddle, Jake Doolittle. Whatever there are too many Jakes in this space.